This is your captain speaking. Over here on NBA, wow, PGA 2K21, making Pinebay Golf Course. Just want to show you my progression so far. Um, this is, you know, obviously not the same clubhouse used, and I'm going to add more roads and things to connect to it, but this is probably the most Kansas clubhouse I could possibly choose. So that's what I went with. My holes are almost finished. I have to expand some of the greens, but I still have a lot of trees to add, things like that. Some ball washers, maybe, you name it. Maybe a little concrete slab to put some extra golf carts on. Maybe dirt if I can figure that out. Still kind of messing with it, but I've made some good progress last couple days, so I just wanted to share it with you. You have hole number one, and these are nearly, I'd say, within 2 or 3 yards probably of what Pine Bay's website says their hole length is. Anyways, you got your houses to the left just like you would at the course. I'll probably add like a small fence along the grass line to represent kind of what you see when you go. But you got your dog leg left, the road on the right side. The road I made way too big by accident. To put it in perspective, let me add a vehicle just to show you guys how big this road is. But needless to say, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oops, I'm gonna have to figure out how to shrink that because I mean you got a lot of road to work with. It's quite funny actually. See if I can zoom out and show you. Yeah, looks like an ant on that road. Anyways, all right, so you got your classic dog leg left. Large green is I picked the largest greens I can. Um, I remember there's a bunker on the left and right of the first hole of the Pine Bay course, and then you have your road that goes to your second long par four. It is roughly, I think, what did I measure it? 412 or something like that, I believe. Anyways, I built the houses to the left. Gonna have to edit those two. As you can see, this it's kind of interesting because you kind of got that Kansas weeds and stuff. Dog leg left. I have that cul-de-sac here, so there'll be a couple of houses wrapped around here with some big trees, just like you would see at the course. Um, this was the best representation for that kind of drop off that you see at the course on the left side of the green, where if you drop your ball in there, you have literally probably I'd say a 4 or 5 yard incline before you get to the green. Um, Hole number five, I did my best to represent how it kind of goes uphill and then it drops off on the other side. Did my best to represent that. Might be a little bit, disproportionate, but it's hard. Again, I'm learning. So come over here. I believe this is hole number five, that par three next to the water. The water I'm very happy with. I'll show you guys more of that here in a second. It'll look a lot better once I surround it with trees and it's not just so wide open. But you got that short par three next to the clubhouse at Pine Bay, and I also included their. I would say this is probably the hardest green at Pine Bay as far as it's got that big old slope kind of towards the middle. I represented it the best I could on here, where it just sinks in the middle of the green. Uh, Sloped the green slightly towards the hole because I feel like it flattens out on the hole, and then I just made a couple drop off edges to where if you don't hit your green pretty much within I'd say 10 to 12 yards, you might drop off the edge. But moving on to the long par 5, huge sharp right turn. Again, I'll line this corner with some trees so that way it'll be just like the course. So then you have to choose if you want to cut across or play it safe. And you're going to have to take at least a 3-wood or a wedge down here. I do need to add, one thing I forgot is extend this water across. I'd say about right here probably, but I'll add some water to cut across there. I will obviously expand the green. This is the standard size when you're building a hole. Blows my mind. These are tiny greens. But overall, I think it looks good, um, especially with that water next there. My favorite par 7, Island Green. I'm actually proud of this hole. It's probably the most proud I am of any of these holes. I add a little bit of my own touches, like the sailboat and the hot air balloon over there, just rolling over the water. But it's about 150, well, about 149 yards, give or take, maybe right at 150. Uh, Very tough green. That's something I'm going to have to edit a little bit. This was the standard green when I built the hole, so we'll have to play with that slightly. But it was really hard to raise the ground to make that, you know how Pine Bay kind of has that concrete area of land that goes to the hole. Well, when I kept raising the ground level, it was kind of deformed and weird shaped, and I haven't quite figured that out yet. So I just simply added a bridge to connect it, and I think it turned out pretty well. It looks really nice. Uh, Moving on, here's the famous number 8 with the water next to it, which again, I'll add a bunch of trees right here to make it look just like the course where you can't really see the water. And then I cut it across just like you would see. A little too short, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might extend the water or, you know, shorten it just a little bit. Haven't decided yet, but I think it looks good. Number 9, dog leg left to the clubhouse. And that's my course.